In my travels, I also came across the Shwa, an Indian tribe that lives in Amazonia, in lower Ecuador, under whose feet lie deposits of oil. And they do not want it taken out. They do not want exploration to happen, because they have a saying, they have a knowledge, and they say, oil represents the spirits of the dead. Ask it for power, you sacrifice your children. This struck me, because it is indeed true. Oil represents what was once living, dead now for millions of years, down underground, in the rocks. We take it out and we burn it, and we poison the planet. It's a biospheric toxin. It poisons the atmosphere, and as Newton points out, it poisons the oceans. Now, of course, this action then threatens our children. So what the Shwa say were actually true. This shocked me. And then I looked further, and I find that this can be expressed very simply with two formulas. One that I call the creation formula, and the other which I call the Satanic formula. Why? Because in every tradition on this world, in every society, we have a concept of good and evil, light and dark. And we also have the idea that one can ask for power from the light, one can ask for power from the dark. In all human tradition, when we ask for power from any of these sources, we have to sacrifice. To ask the power of light, we sacrifice of ourselves. We meditate, we fast, we pray, we spend the time in self-sacrifice for that power. When you ask for power from the dark, we also sacrifice. But it's somebody else or something else. It could be an animal, it could be a plant, it could be another human being. Because, as the tradition says, that's what the power of dark seeks, the destruction of life. It's power through death. And I asked myself then, how come this is manifest in this world? And as I said before, these two formulas basically summarize what's going on. The first formula, the creation formula. It says you take carbon dioxide, CO2, and you join it with water, H2O, and you use the energy of the sun that comes down, and the plant takes water and carbon dioxide and creates a basket in which to trap that photon, that energy. And this energized molecule then is passed, handed down from plant to animal and onwards till it powers the life of this planet. The Satanic formula also gives power, and it is what we use today in all of industry, in all of modern civilization. What do? We take fossil, CH4, and we combine it with oxygen, burn it with oxygen, which gives us carbon dioxide, water, and energy. But then you look at this formula and look at its origins, and you'll find that CH4 is FCH4. Why? Fossil, carbon and fossil hydrogen. We combine it with BO2, biological oxygen, to give us new carbon dioxide that never existed in the atmosphere before, and new water vapor that never existed in the atmosphere before to give us the energy to drive all of modern human society. Now, remember, the fossil carbon and hydrogen is combined with biological oxygen. And what it gives us, the new carbon dioxide, heats the planet, and we have the problems we have today, and the new water vapor comes out as vapor. And when this water vapor condenses eventually into water, as it must, it releases energy. And at the moment, with the volume of fossil energy we are burning today, the water vapor that we release as a consequence, when it condenses, releases enough energy into our atmosphere, which is the equivalent of about 2 large nuclear devices going off in our atmosphere. There's the energy of the storms, and there's the energy of the typhoons and the hurricanes that are upon us. All this for the extraction of the energy to drive our industry. These two formulae signify the dichotomy, signify the challenge, signify the problems that lie before humanity today. Do we sacrifice our children on the altar of fossil, of death? Or can we look at the creation formula and look at that to change the planet from where we are going to a better, more conducive place for life in the future?